Let's talk about communication, good and not so good. I am Jacqueline Nichols, and it is day 22 of my 90-day journey to talk about communication, confidence, and charisma, plus so many other things from community, chemistry, and let's talk about cuddles one of these days. That sounds good. But today I really want to talk about communication in ways that are productive and ways that aren't. And this is something really interesting. I was talking with a friend last night, and she's like, I want you to get really clear with people that fail to communicate. And I was thinking about this in my loving, kind way. And I was wondering about different ideas and things I could talk about last night. Well, during the night, I got to enjoy one of the not so great perks of city life. Some mentally unstable individual wanted to scream for about 5 hours last night. And it was so much screaming that it was hurting their throat. You could tell they had been doing this for a long time, maybe a different part of the neighborhood. But by the time they got to my neighborhood at about 3 a.m., they were going till, gosh, it was probably almost 8 o'clock. And I was still hearing them screaming once the city was really waking up. So maybe they were done around 7, but it was not pretty. It kept waking me up hearing somebody screaming and screaming and screaming. And I was thinking, something's going on. They're not getting hurt. They're talking in gibberish, but it's a negative thing because by screaming and yelling, you're not getting a positive response. Obviously, nobody came out to help. It wasn't a safe place for me to go out and help a situation like that. But it's somebody who's wanting acknowledgement. Obviously, they're sitting at a bus stop screaming for hours. And it made me think about how many times in our own lives, we kind of wish we could do the same thing and have our own mental breakdown of life and get heard, get acknowledged, get validated. And recently I had this program that I was kind of test running. So I had a great special. It was a very specific time frame. It was a group program. And it's been fascinating to get the feedback. Everybody but one person was so gracious, so grateful for everything that I provided, so thankful for every piece, was just like beyond over the moon. And only one person wrote a very long-winded complaint about any little thing. It was crazy. But what was so fascinating to me was the people that were so happy were the ones that actually were participating. They took everything I gave them. They listened to it. They took notes. They did the homework. They answered the questions I had. They loved it. The one person who didn't really participate, never actually read the directions, never really understood what they signed up for, spent a ton of energy complaining, telling me how disappointed they were. And then when I explained that they must have missed a bunch of details and that I still gave them an extension, I gave them extra things, they didn't respond back. They didn't acknowledge. They didn't show an appreciation. They didn't do anything. And this is what I feel so strongly about, and why I'm actually shifting a big part of the direction I'm taking my business, is that I feel so strongly that we need to be better at communicating. We need to show appreciation. We need to take responsibility. You'd be amazed how many people say they want to hire me so that they don't have to do the work. They want to hire me to pick out all their matches, and then they want me to coordinate the date. They want me to tell them all the reasons why. Yet, to me, I look at it and go, you're the person who's going to be spending time with this person. You're the person who's going to be kissing them goodnight. You're the one who's going to be scheduling time to spend one-on-one. Wouldn't you want that control somewhat in your hands? Wouldn't you want a chance to really get options and know you picked the best one? Of course, it's very fabulous to take expert advice from professionals. There's a reason I am so good at what I do, but my success is a direct reflection of people's participation. I can give you all the best matches in the world, and you can take every single one of them. But I could give you a couple great matches, and you did the homework, you were engaged, you respected my opinion, you were privileged in your own opportunity to step up. Like, you just took that privilege and said, hey, I'm doing something with this. I'm not just saying, oh, I signed up, where's my person? You said, I'm doing this in a way that I want to do more. then you actually have an experience. You will see it. I've noticed the clients that have done the homework need the least amount of introductions. The ones that just keep saying, just keep sending me people, just keep sending me people. They take forever to find their person, and they're sweet, lovely people, but they're not changing how they look at dating. They're not changing how they're receiving. They focus too much on the words in the profile. They don't focus on the person. And this is something that is so crucial. So whether you're the crazy person screaming in the middle of the night, wishing somebody'd hear you, or you are the person who says, you know what? I signed up for it. I'm going to use it. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to experience all of it. It's going to make a huge, huge, huge difference. So believe in what you want, like, share, comment, and get engaged in this process, because we are going to continue the conversation tomorrow.